Okay, YouTube, a couple things. One, I want to apologize for the last video that we did, episode 3. If you actually look at it, I was pretty sick and not feeling well. And the one of the YouTube big mistakes is to just get a video out so your subscribers are happy. And that was a dumb thing to do. So we're gonna go over in depthly on what I have done here so far in this video, okay, video 4. I apologize for the last video. And in episode 4 here, I'm actually gonna take some of this apart and then explain to you a few things here and there. Really start to build this side, okay, in this episode. So roll the intro and we'll be right back. Hey YouTube, this is Jay and T Customs. I'm Jay.
I'm T.
And how are you doing? All right, so some of you may think that this is like giant because it's so big, okay, and it's actually big. But if you look, okay, this is the center of our bumper, okay, here. So what I've done is I've lined up this groove here with this section here, okay, and I've lined up this with this section here, okay. Now in doing that, I obviously can't pull this forward because all this is here, which is this front wall. But basically, because I have this and this, okay, if I just pull this forward to here, okay, because this guy is going to stick out, our lip here is going to stick out, this face here is going to be at the top of our edge here, okay, that's going to pull this whole face right to the edge of our shape as to where it is. Okay, so let's continue now making our mold. Now this piece here, I just put this on here because it was all I had at the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. I'm going to try to remove this without tearing it up. And it looks like it's not going to do that. So we may have to just rebuild this. Because this piece here I don't like. And our center, if you look, and you can see, you're on the tripod, okay, so I do apologize if I'm not zooming in. I don't have a camera person. T is doing some interior work that we're trying to get done, so I'm on my own. But any questions, comments, please put them in there in the comments. If you have any questions as to what I did, what do you want to see, okay, please feel free to ask. So the center of our bumper is here, okay, so what I have to do is I have to bring this out. That's why I extended this section here and not here, okay, because this is going to come out to about here like this, and then this is going to go back this way, okay. So we have to extend this out a little bit here because our center point is over here somewhere, okay, with this guy here. So that's what we're gonna accomplish. But right now I want to take this off. We're having some issues trying to get the we got racing seats, and we have the 4-way harness strap that goes in behind the seat, and the straps, for whatever reason, when you bolt them to the floor, they don't fit. So there's a fix that everybody uses. We can't use that fix, number one, because of the way the new harness is built, and so we're gonna do something else. So he's working on that. Anyways, all right. So okay, here we are now. So I took this off. This is wrapped around. Again, this is the same setup here as opposed to here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut this So this fits. Okay, we're gonna bring this up to here on the end. Okay, and then we're going to then build this section here. So this is gonna get cut down for the light. Okay, and then we'll continue building our side piece over there. All right. So now what we need is we need to measure this section here, 22.5 for this. But I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut this down some so it's more manageable. Now you can't see the back of it. I'll turn it around so you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down. Okay. Again, the center of the bumper is here somewhere, right? So I'm going to cut this here. What I want to do here is I want to keep, because my angle is coming this way, so I want to keep my angles going in the same direction. Okay? So I have enough cardboard coming out this way because my center point is over here. Okay, so I need to make sure that that'll work. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a new, I'm going to glue this in temporarily so I can make a support for it. So I'm actually going to take this one out, because I can move it down and over where I need it to be. So I'm going to do that. Okay, good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this like this. Okay. And all I'm doing is just extending this side out. All right, now this piece here, this now is going to be my other side like that. Okay, so now you can see the point. And what I got to do is I got to put bring the bumper back up here so I can see where the front of the bumper belongs, where that point section of the bumper is. So let's do that. I was going to put this in here for now. I'm not going to do that just yet because I want to do this first. All right, and I'm going to cut this down here. So this will lay like that. All right, because this corner piece right here is actually a little bit long. Got to get the scissors. So what we have to do is once we get this in where we want it, like this, okay, this is our end over here. So wherever this ends up over here to match this angle this way and this way, okay, that's going to be the center section of our bumper. All right, so because we know that this edge is where it curves up like this, okay, so that's where that's going to end up. All right, and then it's going to get cut same width all the way back. This will be the same all the way down. All right, so here's our mark, right? This is our up right here, so we want this to curve up here, okay? And same thing here. I'm actually gonna cut that down. This way it fits where I want it to go. Excuse my back. Okay. Because that's going to go there like that. And then this side here will be right up against that. See that? This wall is right here. So this is going to come up here and come down here. So here's our center point, which is right there. So if I cut this back, and you'll see what I mean once I cut it all down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this in right here. You know what? I'm going to put a piece in here because I need a piece down here. So hold on, let's do that first. We're just going to put this in here. Now this is going to get cut back, but because there's nothing underneath the material, okay, there's nothing underneath here. Once this goes on, there's nothing underneath. See, now there's a piece underneath that, okay? So just this little section is what we needed to put in. It's going to get cut out. So I'm only going to glue this in from here to here. All right, that'll stay like that for the moment. Okay, now I'm going to use this piece here to glue here and here. And again, this is our center point right here. Right there's our center. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this in here. Now I'm not so worried about the supports in the back. You can see where this is kind of flimsy because the support's not touching it. I can just break those loose and move them forward or make new ones and it will hold this in place. 19 1/4 and this is probably 19 1/4. So we're going to go here, 19 1/4 to here, 19 1/4. Yep, that's about right. So it comes out farther than I anticipated, which is okay. But this is now too short, so we had to make a new one. All part of the process, people. So I made a couple adjustments here. And now I'm just gluing this down. And my glue doesn't want to stick either, so I'm wrestling with that. Come on now. Now here, I know this doesn't look right, but watch. Well, I cut that angle slightly off, so not a big deal, because so I'm going to need another piece back here, one of these uprights to put in the back to hold this piece up here. Right now I'm just going to let this glue up like this for the moment. And we're going to put this right here. So now that will stay down where it belongs. I don't know if you can see that, but this is bulging up. So now if I put that like that and glue that in place, that'll hold that down. So we're going to do that. Okay, and that's where we're going to want that. So we'll wait for that to set up. And then we'll cut this across here. And then we can put our top piece on. And then we can move on to shaping this outer edge over here. Well, maybe I'll tape this up first. We'll see. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, because it's going to get reshaped, sanded, but it has to be, you know, what you want it to be. It has to be your liking and design. All right, this is straight. So I'm going to take this, go from here to here, like that. All right. And then we make adjustments here because I just utilized cardboard and didn't actually measure my height difference in here. So And it isn't so detrimental anyways, because once this wall, you have to envision, once this wall goes up here, okay, this is all part of this, and then this is going to get covered. So this wall is here, like that side. This line that's in the back here, it's right there to, actually, whoops, I didn't take enough. To this edge here, okay. So I'm going to take this line here to this line here like that, okay. I'm actually going to go in the back here just to cut this, because this is an empty place of table. So I'm going to just cut this back some where we don't have this big, huge piece of cardboard that we're trying to deal with.